Plantar fasciitis is never fun. And one of the main reasons why it's very hard to get it to go away is because people focus too much on their feet for treatment and not about where it's actually coming from, which is your hips. So in today's video, we're going to really focus on doing 3 movements in sequence that you can follow along and do that will help you get the stress away from your feet, back to your hips where it's supposed to be, and finally get you some of that relief and getting you to a path of success. This is Movement is Mandatory. I'm Dr. Brian Campbell. Let's get ready to move. So like I said a few seconds ago, the big thing about plantar fasciitis is that it's not actually coming from your feet. The plantar fasciitis is actually just more of a symptom. It's not the cause. So majority of the cause, and the reason why I see so many people in my clinic that are dealing with this, we focus on getting that stress back to the hips where it's supposed to be. The reason for that is if I'm dealing with my foot issue, if I don't load my hip first, that stress has to go somewhere, and it usually goes to either the quad or, unfortunately in some cases, it will go to that plantar fascia area. So we want to get that stress off of it, and that's what we're going to help you do today to get moving in the right direction. But first, if you have a second, please like and share and subscribe to our channel so we can put out even more great content to help you guys out. So what we're going to start with is this posterior chain lift. So what we're trying to do with this is we're going to go onto our back, and what we're trying to do is get a lot of good stimulation through the hamstrings and through the hips, and we're going to do 2 sets of 10 of these. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to do like a hamstring curl. So I'm trying to push my heels into the ground and lift my hips up as high as I can. So you're going to feel a lot of tension through those hamstrings as you do this. Now my knees are not bent as far as they can go. It's just a comfortable position, and I'm just trying to dig those heels in to lift my hips up as high as I can go. To see from this side, I do have my knees a little bit inside of my feet as I do this, and that's going to really help keep that stress off of some of this compensatory hip flexor muscles. So that's all I'm doing is I'm just digging those heels down, pulling those heels towards me like I'm doing like a heel drag, and I got about 5 more reps. I'm making sure my knees don't flare out, just really digging down. 3 more reps to get that stress. Now, your hamstrings are probably barking at you a little bit. They're probably screaming. There might be even getting a little bit of a Charlie horse. Just take a break if you need to. That's fine. Good. There's 10. We're going to go ahead and do rest for a second. We're going to do 1 more set. This is just going to really help. More stress we get to here is going to help those ankles relax, these calf muscles relax, that plantar fascia relax. So again, 10 more reps. Digging down, lifting up. Dig those hips and get through as much of that range as you can. Trying to get my hips all the way up if I can. And if you do feel this in your low back, that's where you got to keep your abs a little bit tighter, your belly button towards your spine to help anchor that stress. And you can see I'm pulling my heels, pull, pull, pull. 2 more reps of this movement. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do both sides. It doesn't matter what, if you have plantar fasciitis in one foot or both, you're going to get a benefit from doing both sides with these exercises. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to be on my side, and I'm going to do a hip extension kick. We want to get that stress back to that cheek. So what I'm doing here is I'm driving my foot up and out. My foot stays above my knee. I feel that stress right in that back pocket area. And I'm really trying to get moving with that hip. So nothing else should be moving. My back's not moving. I'm just really kicking that knee out straight. I'm looking for 15 reps. So at about 6, we're burning it out. Got to get that stress. We got to get a good burn in that back pocket glute area to get these muscles to fire. Got about 5 more. Really getting, as you get fatigued, don't let that knee flare up. Keep that foot above that knee. 2 more reps. Good. And then we'll do the other side. Same thing. Just lay on your left, kick up. You might find that one side feels easier than the other. This should make both sides should feel relatively the same as you're doing this. If you don't feel in the glute, you can roll forward a little bit more, and that'll help you get that cheek to fire. You shouldn't really feel it in that hip flexor. It's got to be in that back pocket instead. We're going to do 8 more reps. Just kicking up. Don't use your back. All that stress should just be in that hip. 3 more. Good. So now that we've got that stress to the hamstrings, we got that stress to your hips, we're also going to stay on the ground and do one more exercise, a marching bridge. So now we're going to start loading one side at a time, trying to use all these muscles up here and not let that stress get to our feet. So show you from this angle, what we're going to do is just have our feet a little bit outside of our hips. Toes are pointed out. We're going to go up into that bridge. Your arms can be wherever you want them to be, elbows or hands down. You're going to push as hard as you can into the inside of this left foot, keeping that big toe down as you do this. And then I'm marching and bringing the other side up. And vice versa, push down, bring that other knee up almost to your chest. And we're just going back and forth. And we're trying to do, we'll start with about 5 on each side, take a break, and then we're going to do one more set of 10. Just really trying to control the motion. I'm trying to feel that big toe as I march from side to side. One more on each. Your hamstrings might be cramping up. That's okay. So we have that. Show you from the side. We got one more set of 10 of these. So I would go hips up, knees inside of feet. Really focus on that inner foot pressure. Lift up. My hips are staying up the whole time. I'm not dropping my hips as I do this. And I'm also not letting my knee flare out like this. My knee stays in that angle that it started at. Got 4 more on each side. This shouldn't hurt your plantar fascia. This should really feel like all these muscles back here are working. And this is where, we got 2 more on each. This is where our brain is learning how to process using these muscles to do the work, not your feet. This is what helps change what we call neurological behavior of our body mechanics that will help your system learn how to take that stress off. So after you did that, go ahead and stand up, and your legs should feel lighter. It should feel like there's a lot less stress on the bottom of your foot through here, and now that stress should be all backside, hamstrings. Makes you feel nice and light, like you're ready to go do a race or whatever you love doing. But this is great, 3 great drills that you could be doing, and if it feels better but it's not gone, do another round of this. It's really going to help get that stress back to where it needs to be, and you continue to focus on those better mechanics. Thank you guys for checking today's video out on plantar fasciitis and how to get rid of it, how to improve your mechanics, and using movement to do so. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. Please like the video. Send it to your friends that might be having the same issue. We appreciate you for being here. And as always, I'm Dr. Brian, and thank you for making movement mandatory.